One.
Welcome to RTF Sports Talk. Here we are with Michael Buckhaster, the 15th, Grand Hefe, the 12th. We're going to do our NFL segment of our Sunday here. How are you guys doing today?
Glad to be back, huh?
Hey, it's
CBH.
yeah. To be honest, at Matthew Lyle, we back and we live.
It feels like we were just here.
Crazy, isn't
So
it?
we're gonna hop in. We're gonna stretch our legs. Got a little interesting show today for you. I hate that we had to wait till the last week, but we've all been busy the last couple of weeks, so we're gonna dive into this. We're gonna start with our quick pick. Just give me one word. That's all I need. Pick your winner. We're gonna give you two teams. You pick the winner and move on. We're gonna alternate. We're gonna start with Billy, go Mike, but I'll guide it as we go along. So we're gonna start out Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. Billy, who you got?
Miami Dolphins.
Mike.
I got the Buffalo Bills at home.
I'm gonna have to go Buffalo Bills here too. We got New England Patriots at the New York Jets. Mike, who you got?
Pats.
Billy.
Pats.
Pats, bring it home. We got the 49ers going to the Rams. Billy, who you got?
Rams.
Mike.
This one's kind of a toss-up because they're going to be scoreboard watching versus the Bears, and Todd Gurley's out. But still got to go with the Rams, I think.
I'm going to go Rams. Mike said more than one word. Falcons at Buccaneers. Mike, who you got?
Ooh, I'm going to go Falcons.
And Billy?
Falcons.
No, I'm going to go Bucks. Yeah, I can feel it. I felt it. I go Bucks too. I don't know why, but I'm going Bucks. So that's our quick pick. We're going to dive into more of our standard pick 'em. We're going to break down what we think, who we got. Going to alternate here. We got Lions at the Packers. We're going to start with Billy. Who you got?
I'm going to go Packers.
Just cut and dry? I mean, you can give us a little take on this one.
Oh, okay. I didn't think this one right here will be the one. Just me. I think the Packers. I think the Packers have something to build on going into the offseason. They're at home at Lambeau playing against a terrible Lions team that don't really know what they are. Matt Stafford has, been Matt Stafford much of this year, and Green Bay kind of got on track. So I think Green Bay will win this game.
Mike, what say you?
Yeah, I'm going with the Packers too because I think Aaron Rodgers wants to make this head coaching job more enticing than what it was a couple weeks ago when everything first went down. So you finish the season off with two straight wins, maybe three straight wins. I'm not for sure if they won that first week. McCarthy was out, but getting the momentum into the next season with a few wins at the end of this year makes the job that much more enticing, and hopefully bringing that big name coach to get Packerland back on track.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. I think Aaron Rodgers has to show whoever the potential coach is that he is flexible. You can work with him. That there isn't trouble in River City. And 3 of the last 5 games, Matthew Stafford hasn't thrown a touchdown. I think he's pretty much checked out. Give me the Packers on this one. Move on to Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans. Buckhaster, who you got?
I'm going to go with the Texans because I think they just want to find that groove, and I think Jacksonville's been checked out for a couple weeks. Yeah, they've gotten a few wins here or there, but I think that was just because the other team decided not to show up. Honestly, Jaguars aren't that good, and they're trying to find their quarterback of the future. So if they lose this game, they get that much higher of a pick. So they're definitely going to probably tank this game. So that's why I'm going to go with the Texans.
Billy, Doc,
I'm going with the Texans just because they're probably the better team and they're at home. And what does Jacksonville Jaguars is playing for right now? Who cares? They put Blake Bortles back in as their starting quarterback, which tells me that they care nothing about winning games. He may be their better option, I guess, over Cody Kessler, but when you go back to Blake Bortles, that tells me you're confused as a coaching staff, you're confused as a franchise. So I'm going Houston Texans.
Isn't Cody Kessler on IR? I thought he got hurt last week. I thought that's why they went back to Blake Bortles. Am I mistaken?
Was it?
I don't know.
I haven't heard anything about that.
I thought he got hurt.
Could be a good point, Mike. Go ahead, Matthew.
I don't think it matters. I'm going with the Texans, and to sound even more unprepared here because this just came to me. I think there's a chance that New England goes into the Jets and lays an egg. It's at New York. If the Jets go out there and pull off that win, if I'm not mistaken, and the Texans win, they slide that 2 seed. So it's not all said and done for them. Now, obviously, I think the Patriots are the biggest favorites there, but no reason to start slacking around now.
I don't think the Patriots lay the egg because they still potentially have a chance for that number 1 overall seed.
They do, but shoot, I mean, the way everybody's playing this year, you never know.
Right.
So that's the only reason I'm saying that is, and shoot, let's be honest, if you're the Texans, you've not been here before. You're not used to being the favorite at really anything. So you can't afford to prop your feet up, lose to Jacksonville, and then potentially go into the playoffs rusty. Because, I mean, you're going to end up playing probably, it could be a Pittsburgh team, it could be a Titans, a Colts team. You never know who you're going to run into.
Yep.
So you can't really just sit back and relax. You're not New England. You're not even Pittsburgh from the old years. You're not the Saints or the Rams. You don't have that luxury right now. Houston needs this win. All right, guys.
Yeah,
moving on.
agree.
We got the Chargers at the Broncos. Who you got, Billy?
I got the Chargers. Chargers is the best team. Broncos don't know really what they are. They lost Emmanuel Sanders. All they have is Philip Lindsay really to get the things going. Even though they're playing at home, I think the Chargers will not lose 2 straight heading into the playoffs. They know what this means going forward. I got the Chargers winning.
Mike?
So this is where I want to applaud the NFL real quick, like about scheduling these games. They scheduled both of these conference games at the same time, so one team isn't scoreboard watching as much. But with all that being said, I'm picking the Chargers to win. But if the Chiefs jump out early on Oakland or Las Vegas or LA, whatever they're going by now, I could see the Chargers taking their foot off the gas because they have nothing to play for. So Chargers win, but don't be surprised if it's a close game.
Well, I want to applaud the NFL from a couple of years ago for saying, you know what, I'm tired of everybody resting. Even if you're out of it, let's get some kind of pride going here.
Right.
And they started making division games be that last Week 17 matchup. So that even gives – yes, the Broncos have very little to play for, but they also had a decent enough season. Let's be honest, they're not getting a top pick. Might as well play a little spoiler if you can.
Right.
But I don't think it's happening. I think the Chargers were feeling themselves. Chargers busted through. They beat Pittsburgh. They beat the Chiefs. They started feeling like they were untouchable. And Baltimore Ravens set them down. And I think they realized, hey, I got to play. We got to play 60 minutes, all 17 weeks. I think you're going to see it. I think the Chargers win. And they win by quite a bit. Plus, the Broncos is probably about the only blemish on the Chargers record that you're like, what happened? Everything else was Rams, Chiefs, Ravens, the playoff team. But that Broncos team, you're like, what in the world's going on here?
They also aren't a bad team, though. They are a pretty solid team, minus a good quarterback.
Well, they're not, but perception is reality. And when you look at it, at the end of the day, you know, if you're trying to judge them, this is the one thing that people are like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Every other win was understandable.
Yep.
Moving on here. Oh, Billy, anything? Closing thought?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Eagles fighting for that last playoff spot at the Redskins. Who you got, Mike?
So this game I've been kind of going back and forth a lot. I think the Redskins are on their 5th quarterback in like 10 weeks or something like that. The Eagles have finally, sat Wentz for the season. For what I'm reading, even if they do make the playoffs, he will not be back. They're shutting him down for the whole year. So I think that the Nick Foles magic continues in Philly, and the Eagles pull it out for a potential 6th seed in the NFC.
Billy.
I think they win the game. They're playing the Redskins, who's been god awful, 3-4 at home this year. And I get it, they've been injury riddled, running back, tight end, quarterback, offensive lineman. They've had it all. The Eagles should win this game, I think, with Nick Foles at the helm. They've been playing a little bit better. So I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning this one, and a close one today.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Philadelphia, and I don't know if it's close. I think Nick Foles somehow plays good in this type of moment. He's a better version of what Ryan Fitzpatrick does. He comes in when you think there's no chance, and he shows you. And we've talked about him in length. I don't know what his career is going to look like. I don't know what his legacy will be, but I think he gets this done. I think Redskins have checked out. They released DJ Swearinger. I think it's over.
Well, just do not forget the fact that these are a division games, and it is always nice to knock a division foe out of the playoffs. So just keep that in mind too. But
I mean it is. But if you sometimes if you just don't have the manpower, you just don't have the manpower.
Right.
And speaking of not having the manpower to have a big impact on your division rival, let's move on to the Raiders at the Chiefs. Who you got, Billy?
I got the Chiefs. I think this is a pretty simple one. I don't see the Chiefs flipping this up, especially knowing that with a loss, they can go from the number 1 overall seed to the 5th overall seed. I just don't see that happening at all. The Raiders, they've had their best days, and it's not now. Patrick Mahomes and the boys, they get it done. I think pretty handily at home at Arrowhead.
And as much as what you were saying, but the Raiders are peaking right now. I think they've won 2 games in a row. They've played good football. They played well against Kansas City, only losing 40-33 at the end of the day. But it's Arrowhead. It's 4:25 in the afternoon. That place is going to be loud and rocking. Chiefs win it, and they show you why they're going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, everything in me as a Patriots fan, I'm obviously rooting for the Patriots first, and then I'm rooting for the Raiders and the Broncos next because I need that number 1 seed to become available. And this is the one hiccup I don't think is going to happen. Unfortunately, I don't think the Raiders have the firepower. They don't have. It's at Arrowhead to Mike's point. And to Billy's point, I've been against tanking the entire time. But the season didn't quite unfold the way the Raiders wanted. So the 2 picks that they got from Chicago and Dallas are now not going to be in the top 20 because they both made playoff runs. Didn't expect that from really either, but they did. So now you don't have that pick. Those 2 picks you were hoping to turn into something special could still be special, but you're going to have to get them later in the first round. I think they need to make that splash. They don't have a home. They have no clue where they're going to be. They're struggling to sell anything to their fan base. I think a number 1 pick, as much as I disagree with tanking, a number 1 pick is super important right now to at least get some morale drummed up going into the offseason. I'm going to go Chiefs, and I think Patrick Mahomes has a pretty good day.
5 touchdowns.
Which, how many touchdowns does he have, Mike? Is there a chance?
He's at 48.
Chance?
Yeah.
So,
isn't 52 the record, isn't it?
No, 55.
55.
Oh.
So he would need 7 to. I mean,
he's going to at least get 50. He's going to at least get 50.
Oh, easily.
Oh yeah, definitely. But
there's no doubt about that.
So
I don't see him getting
question.
7.
Percentage chance he gets 56. Mike.
0. Oh.
We're Billy 0. Okay, Mike.
0.
I'm saying a 0% chance because by the time they are up by 21, 28 points, they start checking people out, and I think Patrick, he's the first one to get checked out.
There's no way he gets 8 touchdowns anyways. I just don't see that.
He would need 7. He would need 7 touchdowns, and he would need
in the first half.
He would need the Raiders to ball out. He would need them to.
Yeah.
He would need Derek Carr. He would need Derek Carr to throw for 5. If Derek Carr threw for 5 and pushed his hands, potentially.
I think the only way that happens is if we get a Chiefs LA game again, and that's the only way it will ever happen.
Well, I mean, it's not going to happen because it's the last game of the season. But I'm going to give it 0.01. I'm not going to give anything 0% because the way the NFL is looking. I mean, if Derek Carr comes out and slings 5-6 touchdowns, who knows? Then of course that's going to put pressure because for the Chiefs, there is pressure. Even though it's against the lonely Raiders, there's a lot of pressure here. Difference between playoffs throughout, or never get, or home field advantage throughout, or no home playoff games going to that 5th seed. A lot of pressure here. You would love to have Patrick Mahomes chilling on the bench by halftime, but if that's not the case, the manager wants to put the ball in the air. I'm going to go 0.1%. All right, moving on here to the next game we got here. We got Cardinals at the Seahawks. Seahawks trying to find their way into the playoffs. Who you got, Mike?
Well, the Seahawks are locked in the playoffs, I think. But I think if they win, they are guaranteed that 5th seed. Even if they lose, I still think they're the 5th seed because I think they own the tiebreaker over the Eagles and the Vikings, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm picking the Seahawks to win, but it's going to be a close game because I think the starters sit out in the second half.
Who you got, Billy?
Yeah, I got the Seahawks. They don't want to drop down, but they are already locked into the playoffs already, so they're already guaranteed. But yeah, I got the Seahawks. Just no way that they blunder this.
They will definitely be scoreboard like hunting because it's kind of like who they want to play. Do they want to play the Cowboys and like let's say the Bears jump up to that 2 seed? Do they want to play the Rams? So it's kind of scoreboard watching, like I think, but Seahawks still win.
All right, good point. I got Seahawks here. I just don't think the Cardinals have the firepower. The only thing I care about is in my fantasy championship game, do I go with Russell Wilson or do I go with Nick Foles? I'm still debating.
I will probably go with
Nick Foles.
Russell.
Oh, get out of here, Russell Wilson.
Well, I mean,
Russell, he's going to give you a lot of rushing yards.
I think he's sitting in the
he's probably
second
going to get you at least one rushing touchdown.
Yeah, but I think he's sitting in the second half.
Yeah, that's my only concern. Does he sit in the second half? I don't know. And now that I forgot that they had locked into the playoffs, I thought there was still some flexibility there for them to fall out.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous now. So, something as a personal problem, I'll look into that later.
Even
we
then,
got Steelers.
Even then, I think they're locked at the 5th seed no matter what, if I'm not mistaken now.
No, the Minnesota Vikings is 8-6-1. So if they win, they go to 9-6-1, and Seattle will be at 9-7.
Gotcha.
Minnesota have that half game.
You're right.
All right, so that's a personal problem. I'm hating it because I don't.
Nick Foles is not a guarantee. He's not a guarantee.
But he's guaranteed to score you more points.
Well, he's guaranteed to play the whole game as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah,
that's my concern. I mean, because when you're the backup, even if you get up 28-0, they're not going to their other backup. They're still going to, give him a shot to put up some numbers. So I don't know.
If you guys want to play some fantasy, jump on to FanDuel.
Selfless plug, loving it.
Do it.
Steelers at Bengals. Who you got, Billy?
I think the Steelers will win this game. I think they're desperate to win this game. I know how much they need to win this game. They are at home, so there shouldn't be any slip up here. I got the Steelers. I think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think this one is going to be close. It's going to be nasty, but I don't think this one is going to be close.
Mike?
The biggest concern I have is James Conner. Is he going to play? If he does play, is that ankle healthy? Is his concussion healthy? Is his haircut not stupid anymore? But I think the Steelers win because they're in that must-win situation, and the Cincinnati has been kind of, I want to say, checked out since they've gone to their backup quarterback.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Steelers on this. The Bengals had their chance when they had A.J. Green, when they had Andy Dalton, still couldn't get it done. Questionable ending to that game. Now that the Steelers absolutely must have this win, and the Bengals are down to Jeff Driscoll and no A.J. Green, I don't think they. I mean, obviously we talked about they would love to pull a spoiler and kick your team from the playoffs in a division game in front of your home crowd. I mean, if the Bengals did this last year, the Bengals beating the Ravens is the reason the Buffalo Bills got in. I mean, they would love to have that happen here. I just don't think they have what it takes to get over. I mean, that Ravens team was completely different than this Steelers team with Juju Smith and Antonio Brown. And Ben, even though he is older, he's still going to have enough to get this win.
I think as a Cincinnati fan, you ask yourself, who do you hate more? Do you hate the Steelers more, or do you hate the Ravens more? And I think they hate the Ravens more, so that's why the Steelers win as well.
I don't know, man. I mean, you look at the history of that division, the way that the Steelers have just really been abusing people.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if the Ravens quite have that. I mean, obviously, I think if you ask the Browns, there's some history there, but I just don't think. I think the Bengals' biggest is the Steelers because that's was always the team that's kind of been in their way over the last decade.
Yep.
I mean, if you ask me, yeah.
Yeah,
and the Ravens haven't been around.
Yeah, the Ravens haven't been good since
10 years, 20 years.
Well, that's
right.
2000.
Right. What was that, Billy?
I don't think you said anything.
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay. All right, wrapping up. The big game of the night. Titans at the Colts.
Well, aren't we skipping like the Bears and stuff?
I hope pump the brakes.
Okay. Okay.
Pump the brakes. Last pick we're doing here. Titans at the Colts. Billy, who you got?
I got the Colts. Marcus Mariota is a late scratch. He's not playing in this game, so therefore that tells me the team with the better quarterback is probably going to win. The team that's probably been one of the hottest teams in the NFL outside of that shutout loss that they suffered to Dallas has been one of the hottest teams in the NFL. I think they continue that on the road without Marcus Mariota. I think the Colts win.
And I actually had the Colts. I even had the Colts beating the Texans even with a Marcus Mariota in there. But since he is,
I did too.
Since he is a late scratch, I think that even puts the favor more into the Colts' hands. They're going to keep the ball on the ground. Andrew Luck is going to throw 180 yards or so, maybe a score, but give it to the Mack truck and let him run.
Yeah, I'm going to. The only thing the Titans have in their favor is it's at home, and you hope that you get some bad weather with it being outdoors. But Andrew Luck's playing on a different level for his team. There's no Marcus Mariota. Yes, Derrick Henry's had a great last 3 games, but now that you're down to Blaine Gabbert, you just load the box. And he's not. He's not really a check down receiver type of running back. So I think your 2 top weapons here now become kind of compromised. And then you got receivers. Yeah, you got Corey Davis and Tywan Taylor. But now they got a whole new quarterback. This isn't Marcus Mariota. And Marcus Mariota in no means is an elite quarterback. But his ability to run and get out of the pocket, create some things down the field, that's not going to be there today with Blaine Gabbert.
And he wins big games.
The only thing that they can hope of is that you get the Colts offense that put up a goose egg versus Jacksonville. And with them on the cusp of the playoffs here, I don't think you're going to get it. Give me the Colts. All right. Moving on to the final segment. Y'all going to hate me on this one because y'all wanted to prepare, but I wasn't going to give you the chance to prepare. We are going to play Judge Matthew Lyle. Both of you will be assigned a team, and you will have to defend that team and tell them how they're going to win. We're going to start here with Carolina at the Saints. Billy, you will be awarded the Saints. Mike, you have to defend the Panthers. I will hand out verdicts based on who argues their case better. Billy, we will Mike, we're going to start with you because you're the defendant here. You got by far the worst team here.
Right.
Tell me why the Panthers are going to win.
So the one thing Carolina has going for them, that they're sitting Drew Brees. The Saints are locked into that number 1 overall seed. They can lose by 80 and still be a number 1 team, get that bye, and still be the Saints that we've known to like this season. So this is why they have a great chance of beating the Saints, because Drew Brees is sitting, Alvin Kamara sitting, Ted Ginn Jr. sitting, need I go on? All their starters are sitting today's game. Carolina's playing all their starters. They are fighting for their head coach's job too. So that's why they will pull out the win today by 3 points.
Billy, defend the Saints.
You can't. Speechless.
Is he there?
Can you guys hear me now?
We can.
Yeah. Billy,
Okay,
why are the Saints going to win?
Yes, Drew Brees may not be playing today, Mike, but Teddy Bridgewater is playing, and Teddy Bridgewater is a competent starter in this league. Was a starter before he got hurt, and they only fit Alvin Kamara and Ted Ginn. Who cares about Ted Ginn? Honestly, Alvin Kamara, yeah, but Ingram is still playing. Thomas is still playing. That defense is still going to be playing. Struggling Carolina Panthers on the road with nothing to play for, with no Cam Newton because they shut him down for the year. I don't see how Carolina win this game.
And it is the final verdict. Yes, Drew Brees is also sitting, but so is Cam Newton, and I do not trust their backup. Verdict goes to Grant Hefe. Michael Buckeister, your punishment will be 13 years of watching the Cleveland Browns. Well, moving on to the next game.
Their Super Bowl team next year.
Cowboys, Giants. Billy, you must tell me how the Cowboys are going to win. Mike, you must tell me why the Giants are going to win. Billy, we're starting with you.
I think the Cowboys are going to win because Jerry Jones or whoever over there is making all the shots, Jason Garrett, whoever that may be, said that all the starters is going to play. Even though it doesn't matter whether they win or lose this game, they're locked up into that 4th seed regardless of what happens. So for me, if you're getting a New York Giants team without Odell Beckham, and you're giving me a fully loaded Cowboy team, I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Mike, why is the Giants going to win?
Just because Jerry Jones wants to be acting general manager, acting head coach, acting offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, it doesn't mean that when the game starts that all those players are going to play. They might play the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they're going to rest, and that's why the Giants are going to win. Eli wants to make a statement that he is still the man in New York. He is going to have a great game, throw three touchdowns. They're going to run the ball. They are going to exploit that Cowboys secondary, just like Andrew Luck did a few weeks ago. So that's why the Giants are going to win, because it's nothing like beating your division foe at home last game of the year. Great momentum into the offseason.
Well, Mark, I'm pretty sure they shut out the Colts, didn't they?
The Giants? They did beat them. I don't know if they shut them out.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Cowboys. Sorry about that.
The Cowboys lost to the Colts.
Yeah. No. The Cowboys shut out, I thought, the Colts.
The Cowboys beat them
24-0.
Yeah.
The Colts beat the Cowboys.
True that.
Final verdict, I hate the Cowboys. Buckheister wins. Penalty for Grand Jefe. Season ticket to the Florida Gators. Next case. Next case.
Ouch.
Grand Jefe, you will represent the Chicago Bears. Mike Buckheister, you will represent the Vikings. Mike, you have the floor.
The Vikings are going to win this game because the Chicago Bears are going to be looking at the scoreboard all game. They are going to be seeing what the Rams are doing versus the Arizona Cardinals. Once the Rams jump up to that 14, 21 points in that first quarter, they're going to shut it down because they have nothing to play for. Because the Bears know that if they were to face the Vikings in that first round of the playoffs, they can beat them at Soldier Field in that cold, in that nasty wind. So it doesn't matter if they win this game or not. That's why they're going to win.
Grand represent.
I'm going to say the Chicago Bears are going to win just because I think that they would much rather play the Philadelphia Eagles rather than play the Minnesota Vikings. And although, Mike, I know you say they may be scoreboard watching, but they are playing in Minnesota. It's up to Minnesota to be doing the scoreboard displaying. So they're not at Chicago. They don't get that luxury of actually being able to see that anytime they want. So for me, I think they're going to play tough regardless because anything can happen. This is the NFL. This is why you play the games. I think they will be trying to fight for that number 2 seed regardless of what happened and also trying to build on more momentum. They're not the Patriots. They haven't been here and they haven't done that and able to rest their players and just get right back in playoff mode because they will be playing on wild card weekend. And it could be if the Vikings win this game against these same Vikings team. I don't think they want to do that. I think they'd much rather play the Eagles. I think they win this game.
Let me rebuttal. So the Vikings are at home. So that is why if the Rams jump up early, they will show that score. So the Bears will start playing. So that's why the Vikings will win because they are at home and they'll show the score.
Final verdict: Grand Jefe.
Crap.
Penalty: Mike Buckheister must get a rock chalk Jayhawk tattoo on his chest.
Oh hell no!
Hell
no!
Last case. Browns, Ravens. Billy, you will represent the Ravens. Buckheister, you will represent the Browns. Billy, go.
They won 6 of their last 7 or 5 of their last 6. Only loss coming into or coming to the number 1 overall seed at this point in that very same AFC division to the Chiefs in a very hard fought game. Just beat the second best team in that division. They have a lot to build upon. that defense is really nasty. That front seven is really, really nasty. Terrell Suggs and the guys will really get out there. The running game has picked up a whole ton since Lamar Jackson has been at the helm. They're able to control the clock, and once they get a lead, it's pretty much over with for you because they know how to keep the ball in the offensive hands and put pressure on your offense to make mistakes. With Baker, rookie quarterback, first time they did beat them, but that was in Cleveland. This time it's going to be a different story in Baltimore with a playoff spot on the line for the Baltimore Ravens. They already know what they have to do. Ravens come away with the win.
Billy.
Mike?
The Browns are going to win this game because they have film on Lamar Jackson. He is no longer the flash in the pan. We know how to stop. We know how to stop him. We saw the Chiefs do it, and we saw the Steelers do it. We know how to stop him, keep him in the pocket, let him try to throw the ball downfield in that wind. I believe it might even rain. So we keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket. We beat them because he cannot throw the ball. And what better way of knocking the Baltimore Ravens out of the playoffs, finishing above 500 for the first time since, 2003 or 2004, momentum into the offseason, make our team the ideal landing spot for any big-name head coach. Heck yeah, we're going to win because we're going to give it all today.
Final verdict. I find this a mistrial. This will be ended in a tie. The Cleveland Browns are the epitome of 500. They will finish 7-7-2. That's it. That is it for Court. Court is no longer in session.
So
that'll be it for Judge Matthew Lau.
So real quick question.
Where's my gavel? I have spoken.
Wait, no, just real quick question. If this game does end a tie, who gets in the playoffs? Is it the Ravens or the Steelers?
It'll be the Baltimore Ravens, right?
I don't know because
they'll be 9-6-1.
They would have the
Pittsburgh
same record. Yeah. Who owns the head-to-head?
But in the division, it'll be Pittsburgh, or conference. No, it'll be Baltimore, right? At 7-4 in the conference, or 7-4-1 in the conference, and Pittsburgh would just move to 6-5-1. Because it goes conference record first, right?
Yeah,
conference
it goes
record,
head-to-head. It goes head-to-head. They split.
Uh-huh.
Then it would go conference record. I don't know the conference records off the top of my head. So, it would
7-4 is Baltimore right now. Pittsburgh is sitting at 5-5-1, so that'll push them to 6-5-1. Baltimore would just fall to 7-4-1, so it'd still be Baltimore.
There we go.
Yeah, so
all right.
It should be Baltimore. But so real quick here, we're gonna be quick. We've done this before. We've done this a couple weeks ago. Each on separate shows. I just need a name here, and we're just going to set up the playoffs as we go into the final week. AFC, give me your 1 seed, Billy.
I got the Kansas City Chiefs.
KC.
Mike.
KC.
Give me your 2 seed, Mike.
Oh, Patriots.
Billy.
Yeah, I got the Patriots as well.
Give me your 3 seed.
Houston.
Houston.
Mike.
Houston.
Yeah, Billy. Sorry. Houston. Both Houston.
Yeah.
And 4 seed, Billy.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh.
Mike.
I'm going to go the Ravens.
Only difference in the top 4 there. 5 seed, Mike.
Ooh, I'm not for sure who is in it because it's locked, isn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't that be the Chargers? Chargers locked at 5.
If you pick the Chiefs, it has to be the Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
So then I assume, Billy, same for you, Chargers.
Yeah.
And 6 seed, Mike.
Colts.
Yeah,
Billy.
Colts as well.
All right. Y'all's AFC playoff is everything but the NFC North or AFC North champion. Interesting. So moving on to NFC. 1 seed, Billy.
The Saints are already locked in there, so
Mike, Saints.
Yeah, Saints.
I'm just doing it for
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just doing it for formality to keep it.
Got you.
2 seed, Mike.
Rams.
Billy.
Rams.
3 seed, Billy.
Bears.
Mike.
Bears.
4 seed is going to be the Cowboys. 5th seed, Billy.
I got Seattle there.
Mike.
I'm going with Vikings.
Ooh. 6th seed, Billy.
I'm gonna go with Vikings there.
Mike.
I'm going to go with Seattle.
Yeah, that had to be at that point. So none of y'all have even if the Eagles win today, you don't have them creeping in.
Nah.
No, because I think
All
the
right.
Vikings are going to beat the
I
Bears
think they
today.
will, though. I mean, it's a possibility. Yeah. Minnesota could lose to Chicago today.
Yeah.
So, just real quick, not going to go through the entire playoffs here. We will later on. Given that the picture is pretty clear now. Philly, just your Super Bowl matchup. Who you got?
I got the Saints, and I think they're going to face the Los Angeles Chargers.
Be a good one. Mike, I'll say you.
You know, I like that pick, but I'm going to go with the Rams and the Chiefs. I would love to see that in the Super Bowl.
All right, that'd be a great one. And because we're working so hard, Mike did the selfless plug. We're going to go, if we were sponsored by FanDuel, your fantasy picks, give me a quarterback to watch out for. Billy.
Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to go crazy today, running, throwing. May not have a best game throwing, but I think he'll have a few touchdowns.
Mike.
Since Billy picked a rookie, I'm going to pick a rookie too, Baker Mayfield. Look for him to have a good game and lead those Browns to that win.
Even though I gave it a very small percent, I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes. I just feel like he's going to have a decent game, considering that a lot of the big names are sitting. Go Patrick Mahomes. Guys, give me a running back. Mike, I want to start with you.
Oh, you know what? Who is the backup for the Saints? His name is slipped mine. It's Mark Ingram, right?
Ingram?
Yeah.
Well, Ingram is still going to be there. Ingram's the starter.
Yeah.
He just
Well,
he don't get the pub.
I'm getting
All right.
him. Yeah, Mark Ingram.
All right, Billy, give me a running back.
I wanted to go Lamar Miller of Houston, or I could have went Marlon Mack of the Colts, but I'm gonna go Sony Michel of the New England Patriots. I think against the Jets today, I think they'll be looking to use him, kind of rest Tom a tad for the playoffs.
I like where Billy's going just because of what we talked about, the struggles that they're going to have in Tennessee. Give me Deion Lewis. I think they're going to load the box. The running game is going to be non-existent. But if you're in a PPR, which most FanDuels are, give me Lewis. I think he's going to have 8-10 catches, and whatever he can do after he catches, it's going to add to that.
Also a sleeper, Mack Truck for the Colts. So he might have a good game too today.
Billy, give me a receiver.
Whew. I'm gonna go Juju Smith-Schuster. Antonio Brown is a tad bit banged up today. Been undergoing tests lately. This guy's had over 100 yards, 100 catches this season. I think that continues with a need to win game. I think Juju Smith-Schuster have a big game today.
Mike.
I'm going to go Julio Jones simply because the Falcons have nothing to play for. They don't have anything to lose. So I think Matt Ryan wants to end Julio Jones on a good season. Give him a couple scores. That'd be fantastic and a great pick.
I'm thinking with you, Mike, but I'm going to tweak it a little bit. I'm going to go Calvin Ridley. I don't think they don't have anything to play for. Yes, they probably do want to get Julio a nice little season, but he finished with 6 touchdowns. He's not. I mean, that's decent considering how long it took him to get his first. I think Calvin Ridley, that's your future at receiver. When you have to move on for Julio, that's going to be your guy. But why not try to get him the best rookie season he could have?
Right.
I think I see them throwing the ball a lot, and I can see them going to him. I would also, obvious pick, I would go Hopkins, but I'm a little nervous with all the receiver injuries they have. Do they put like pretty much everybody on taking away Hopkins, which then you got to look at whoever their backup receiver is. All right, last one. Give me a tight end, Mike.
Colts tight end. You can get any one of the three. They throw to the tight end 60% of the time. So any tight end from the Colts would be a great pick.
I don't know how I let you duke me into this. See, last time you did this, you skipped over tight end and went to defense. I was already looking defense right now. But I'm going to go Vance McDonald of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big Ben has used his tight ends a lot this year. Looking for Vance McDonald to have a big game today against a struggling Cincinnati Bengals team.
This is probably technically cheating, but since Mike didn't put a name on it, I will. I'm gonna go Ebron. He's got more touchdowns this season than he had his whole career at Detroit. With this being a must-win for the Colts, the Titans just flat out struggle against stopping a tight end. So every tight end that's played them had a great game. It's not going to be any different. Take away Mike's stat of 60% targets. Ebron being one of Andrew Luck's favorite weapons. Give me Ebron. Billy, I stole from you. give me a defense to watch out for. It's a crapshoot this late in the season because defense is a collective effort, and they could be mixing in starters with backups, with 90% backups, with 10% starters against bench players, against backup quarterbacks. I mean, the Panthers are starting a player you've never even heard of unless you watch college. So give me a defense to watch for.
I'm gonna go to Cowboys. I think that defense is nasty. As I mentioned, they are playing against the New York Giants, Eli Manning, who don't look to be able to throw a ball farther than my daughter, and Odell Beckham, who's not playing. And who really cares right now? The Giants. If this game meant something, if they had lost to Tampa Bay last week, this game would mean more for the Giants right now because they would be basically the reason reason why the Cowboys would make it. The Cowboys are locked in regardless. I don't think the Giants come inspired. I think that defense of the Cowboys have their fun today.
Mike, got something for me?
I'm going to go with the Seahawks because I just don't like that Cardinals offense and that Seahawks defense looked pretty decent the last few weeks as well. So that's why I'm going Seahawks.
One that really jumps out to me is, and like I said, it's so hard to tell here, but I'm going to go Colts. I know the Colts historically aren't a strong defense, but they can cause some turnovers. I think you're going to have Gabbert really struggle with the timing of these receivers. If Andrew Luck gets up 14-3, 17-7 type thing, you're going to see the check down and the wildcat running with Henry's not going to get it done. So you're going to see Gabbert take more risk to Corey Davis, and I think that ends bad for them. So, like I said, it's so hard to tell this last week, but if I had to take one, I'm going to take the Colts. So that's it. NFL show, went through everything. Anything to add? Anybody closing statement?
Let's go Knowles.
Let's go Knowles.
You got a Wild Billy.
Hey, I am just excited for the 252nd game of the season. I love that the final playoff spot is coming to that final 8:00 game, very last snap. Like, I'm kind of excited to watch that game, even though I don't care about the Colts or the Titans. It's something intriguing to watch. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, let me ask that. We talk so much about sports being for the fans, and I'm sorry we're running over to NFL edition here. Dude, that was a last-minute switch. The game was supposed to be at 1, and it got pushed back to 8. Let's just say you bought tickets to this at the beginning of the season. This was the only game you was going to be able to make, a big division game, Week 17. You live in Nashville, whatever it might be. What if you can't make that change? Like, is that something that the NFL should be more considerate about, or are we looking at the fans in large and that that's going to be a primetime game? Oh, okay.
I think they should reimburse you.
Yeah, but at the same time, this happens all the time. Like, there's games that are 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon games, and they get moved to that Thursday night primetime spot or the Monday night primetime slot. It happens all the time. I even think on the NFL ticket it says subject to change at any time. So that's kind of on you at the end of the day, I guess, kind of like when they canceled the bowl game. I mean, sorry about your luck, I guess.
Yeah, that is I kind of like Billy, or I like Billy's point on that, but I like Mike's thought on that. Typically, I've been to several NFL games. I'm always, unless you're a season ticket holder, I'm always going to caution that if you're going to a game, whether it be a 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock kickoff, you just need to host Saturday. You just need to leave that whole Sunday open.
Yep.
With between traffic and travel. I mean, if you got a 4 o'clock game, I wouldn't even schedule anything that morning because it's going to be rough getting in there. But, man, I want my money back, to Billy's point. If I plan on going somewhere on that, say I got a business trip and I'll be in New England and I'll be in Boston and I can go to New England for a Sunday game, and then you move it to Thursday, I want my money back on that one.
Yeah, that I do agree. And I think if you have enough hectic raise, I think they would do something for you at the end of the day. I think maybe help you sell them or something, but I think they would help you on that.
I don't know. My buddy he's a big Colts fan, took his 8-month-old to an Indianapolis game. They made him and his wife, they made him pay free tickets for a 6-month-old who is not going to, or 8 months or whatever it was, who's not going to sit in that seat. So the NFL, at the bottom line, give me your dollar.
Florida State do the same thing, man. I took my daughter there when she was only 3 months, and she needed the ticket and ID. Luckily, we was military at the time, and we had an ID for her, but it's crazy, man.
The NFL, and it's no surprise, the NFL says we want your money. Once we get it, be mad. You're going to get over it. You're going to come back. You're going to watch again. Be mad.
You can fly free until you're 2, but by golly, you're going to pay that $100 for that NFL take it.
Exactly. So so we're going to end the show there. A lot of great topics that we brought up this show that I want to dive into later in the week. So expect that on the docket. Going to be kind of a slow week with no Monday night or Thursday night football, but there sure will be plenty to talk about. Mike, as we go out, tell them where they can find us.
Guys, we're on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts. We're live on YouTube right now. Thanks for everybody that was commenting. Big shout out to my sister, even though she picked some wrong picks. But, hey, we're on pretty much every streaming service that you can possibly think of. We're out there, guys. Just like, comment, subscribe, follow it, rate it, all that good stuff.
And we're out.
Bye.